YouTube
Yeah.
if we make longer content.
Yeah, and I think we just have to make sure when things happen, like with the call when we had Wilkerson on, and then we brought on, all these people, and it was some of the
Chaotic.
yeah. But I guess that's fine because it just makes for interesting content because it's real.
There was
Like,
so much good stuff in there.
yeah,
So
and
much.
there was just a lot. Like the audio there was really pretty poor for a while,
Right.
but that's fine. I mean, I guess you'll take it
You just grab it.
as it comes, whatever happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's interesting you point out that when we asked Joe about some stories, all he could think about was DMC and cop chases. That was his 3 stories. So I think this should be chapter 1. I think this is the end of chapter 1 with Joe Johnson and Ants in the Pants, because we now will have we'll edit this so that we can release it to the audience with his reaction to when people heard this rumor, and then his final word.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So
Right?
let me make sure that I got this. So Ants in his pants. This is actually what we open with. Now I'm just making annotations, but
Right.
the first portion, and this is this is a 3-minute section. So we can open with Ants in his pants. I mean, wait, this is actually pretty funny that I've noticed. You just, this is gold, right? This is how you find gold.
And I think, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I just found a new thing to keep me laughing while editing.
Okay, so yeah, this is chapter 1.
Yes.
And what this entails is, at least for now, it's like kind of wrapping up, but there's still more, because the lead into the next chapter,
yes,
is that we now found, and this is unfortunate, but this is how things work when you go down the rabbit hole. We just happen to have Craig Campbell on, and he happened to mention he had Ants in the Pants at the 2 hip contests in Texas.
This blows the whole thing open again.
Right when we go to just end that and call it done, now we just have to go down this whole other. So the next Factor Freestyle is something along the lines. Factor Freestyle, did Joe Johnson sign a contract, a confidentiality contract with Craig Campbell for him to claim to have ants in his pants when he was at a 2 hip contest, to kind of divert the focus? I think that's because Joe, he's clever that way.
He sure is.
It's not really a vendetta. It's like a
misdirection.
It's a misdirection. It's a wink, wink behind the scenes.
Craig Campbell took the fall.
Right. And the other thing that we noticed with the Skyway riders, which Craig Campbell was
with these guys.
Yeah. So the only people that had asked us to edit anything out were Skyway riders.
You know what?
And we have Vic saying, Vic said, I cannot believe that Eddie Roman never cracked or exploded a Skyway. Matt was talking about it. Matt was talking about how it was saving his life, though, because it would just crush, and it would just take the impact, and he would basically go over the bars, but it would save him in many ways. And then Vic talked about all the Dirt Brothers with just one mag on the front because they would blow up the ones in the back so quickly. And that Vic said, I don't know, a lot of on this show, I think a lot of the things that are on this show that are said aren't actually fact. And that's great because that's what we want. But Eddie Roman said it on the show.
He did go on record.
He went on record. So I feel like there might be, like, I think that maybe Skyway riders can be bought out. Like maybe there's a, I don't know. Am I going down? Am I creating something that?
Well, let's pressure test this idea. So I would say that there is definitely one exception straight away. Kevin Jones. He got sponsored. Everyone in all the Plywood Hoods videos had Tough Wheels and Kevin's old frames. Well, no, not his old frames, but Tough Wheels and stuff. And then Kevin, how did it go? Like did he leave Skyway to go to GT, or did he take time off?
I don't know how it goes. We should find out. Brett Downs would know. I don't know about getting Kevin on. I'm not sure.
Kevin doesn't talk to anyone.
It's not going to happen.
Hey, did I ever tell you? You know what? You had a Kevin Jones story. I would like to share a Kevin Jones story with you.
Yeah, but hold that thought just a second, Joe, just to go back to that so that we can kind of wrap that up, because I feel like with Kevin and Skyway and possibly he signed something to basically be quiet, like
that's why he doesn't talk
the rest of his career.
He's not even on Facebook.
Right. So we've got Skyway, like Scotty Freeman, like he didn't want to even talk about Maurice's protection sponsorship, didn't want to go there.
This is the Skyway gag order.
Yeah, Maurice Myers he's just about the fact. He's like, when I just look at it when it's picture in the magazine, that's what I go by.
That's right.
They're very, I don't know. It seem like they follow everything to the T. They don't want to put themselves. Okay, what about Robert Peterson? We'll have to have Robert Peterson on.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. You're Kevin Jones.
So my Kevin Jones story, just to kind of set the stage for this a little bit. I had taken 8 years off of riding, during which time I basically started my professional career. Mm-hmm. And in 2002, I got an Xbox. I decided, you know what? I'm going to start playing video games. And I was playing Halo, but then I found the Dave Nourie. And I was playing the Dave Nourie, and I was like, this is really awesome. And I wasn't playing for points. I was just playing free ride. And I was like, the music was great. And I was like, why am I playing a video game? So I went and I got a bike. It was 2002. And it took me several years before I ever met any other riders. It was crazy. I thought that all the riders were gone, that I was the only person left riding Flatland. Yada, yada, yada. Skip to 2010. There was a contest in Dayton, which is like an hour and a half from Columbus, at the DK factory headquarters, whatever. It was a dirt circuit, and Zach put on a Flatland contest. I was super stoked. Got super motivated, learned a whole bunch of stuff after that contest. And then the following year in 2011, I was going to every one of the stops on the AmFlat circuit. And one of the stops was in York. Oh, nice. And the night before, we were all at the pit. And this is well before Brian Huffman would even talk to me. Well, I take that back. He wouldn't openly talk to me. Like if I were to, because we were at this one dinner one time, and I told the server that it was his birthday, but it wasn't. He was sitting at the head of the table, which made it seem as though, you know, he would have been actually his birthday. But for whatever reason, Brian just decided to sit at the head of the table in Jomo. And anyway, so Terry was there, Matt was there, the One Love guys were there. Really, really fun time. And, you know, we rode. Anyway, the next day of the contest, I was like, you had to go into this park and then sort of like around, and as it were, I was looking for a parking space, and then the person in front of me reaches his hand out and goes like this, like, follow me. And I was like, okay, cool. And I followed him, and we get out of the car, or we park. It was Kevin Jones. And I was like, huh. So then we start walking and talking, and I said something like, hey, Lewis Orth learned something or other last night. It was something like hang 5 bar flip out, something along those lines. We were talking. Well, actually, before we started talking, I said, hey, hi, I'm Joe. And he goes, yeah, I know you. You were the guy doing no-handed backpackers all the way down the pit. And I was like, wow, man.
Did he call you Sickman though? I hope he called you Sickman.
I didn't tell him my last name. I just said, hi, I'm Joe.
Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, so I was like, wow, man, that's Kevin Jones, man. That's so cool. Yeah, so I was pretty stoked. But we just talked about Lewis Orth. And then when I told Lewis Orth, he's like, no, you didn't. There's no way. And I was like, look, man, it's true. Okay, so that should fill some time for the dude who said he wanted longer content. So there you go. Yeah. All right, so let's get back to this.
So let's play some clips. I want to see, because I remember doing the show, obviously, and I remember it was funny, but I always enjoy watching it, like before we post it, because you always do and thank you for being so good about getting everyone's agreement. I think that's been flawless, and that's really important, because we tell them all that they have that opportunity.
Yeah, that's the agreement. Okay, so where would you like to start? Would you like to start with any of the labeled ones, or just at random?
At random. I mean, whatever you feel like. I mean, I guess the main thing is just getting his reaction and then getting his final.
So let's watch the Bronco one. Is pretty funny. Let's watch the Ants in the Pants one. And I believe you can hear the audio.
Okay, so
yeah, I can.
This is going great, and I think Joe, do you have a little clip that you can share with Johnson?
Yeah. So Joe, we understand that you have denied.
Wait, can you stop? Can you just play that like 3 times?
We made this in several parts because the 15-minute limit on YouTube. So check out the next one. Hit the link that you see right here.